Hello dear students, welcome back. So let us continue the inverse trigonometry functions. In the yesterday class we have learnt about the inverse sine function. Okay, so now next move to the inverse cosine function. Okay, so inverse cosine function is also called as the arc cosine function. Okay, so first briefly I will explain about the cos function. Okay, so the function cosine function is a function whose domain is the set of real numbers and range is closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so cos is a function with the domain as a set of real numbers and range as a minus 1 comma 1, range as a minus 1 comma 1. So this cos function is periodic function. Okay, see the graph of the cos function. So this is a periodic function. Cos 0 is 1, cos pi by 2 is 0, cos pi is minus 1, cos 3 pi by 2, cos 270 is 0, cos 2 pi is again 1. So it is a periodic function. So as we know, periodic functions are not bijective, they are not invertible functions. So first we have to make it bijective. So that is possible by restricting its domain and range. By restricting the domain and range of the cosine function, so we can make it a bijective. Okay, so if it became bijective, we can invert it, means we can define the inverse of cosine. Okay, so that is so domain, if we restrict the domain of cosine function to the, so see here the possible ranges, if we restrict the domain of the cosine function to the 0 comma pi from here to the here. Okay, so that is 0 comma pi. So the function will become 1 1 and on 2, that is bijective, then it will become invertible 0 comma pi in this region. Apart from this, so we can take the interval pi to the 2 pi, one more is pi to the 2 pi. In this region also it will become invertible, and minus pi to the 0, minus pi to the 0, and minus 2 pi to the minus pi. In this regions, so the function will become invertible. Cosine function is not only restricted to the 0 comma pi, apart from 0 comma pi we can define this. Okay, so that cos in the set of real numbers, in the set of real numbers we can write cos is from, and so on this side also, that is minus pi comma 0 or 0 comma pi or pi comma 2 pi and so on to the minus 1 comma 1. However, these are all the possible reasons in the domain set. We will name this 0 comma pi as a principal value branch. Principal value branch. So 0 comma pi is the principal value branch of the cos inverse function. So just see now the inverse cosine function graph. Inverse cosine function graph. So this is nothing but a cos inverse is obtained by just interchanging the values of cos and interchange the value of x and y axis. Okay, so write 0 as it is, these pi values in the y axis, pi by 2, pi 3 pi by 2. Okay, so y axis minus pi by 2 minus pi minus 3 pi by 2. Okay, and these 1 and minus 1 they are on the y-axis. Now here take on the x-axis 1, this is minus 1, this is your x-axis. Okay, cos 0 is 1. Okay, cos 0 is 1. Again this cos pi by 2 is 0, cos minus pi by 2 is also 0. Now come to this point, cos minus pi is minus 1, then this side cos pi is minus 1, cos pi is minus 1. Just draw the graph. This is okay. So see the reasons from 0 to pi 1 reason here to here, and minus pi to 0 is one reason. These are the possible reasons where it will become invertible. So in that, this is the principal value branch. So I am drawing a line with a colored chalk. This is principal value branch. This reason we can draw this much only graph, that is also called as the cos inverse graph. Okay, therefore cos inverse is from minus 1 comma 1 to the, so I will write just principal value branch 0 comma pi. Cos inverse is from minus 1 comma 1 to the 0 comma pi. Okay, so however cos inverse of x equal to y, then so implied by cos y equal to the x, such that, okay, so this is y is output, this is 0 comma 5 y 0 y pi. This closed bracket indicates less than or equal to. Okay, so if it is open bracket, just write the less than, then input is minus 1 comma 1 x minus 1 x less than or equal to 1, minus 1 comma 1. So this is about the inverse cosine function. Okay, so this 0 comma pi is the principal value branch. Keep remember, that is very important. Okay, apart from 0 comma pi, so cos is invertible in this intervals also. Okay, therefore so cos inverse is from closed interval minus 1 comma 1 to the 0 comma 5. Okay, so we may write this also like this also. So let us see some examples on a cos inverse function. Okay, this is the graph of cos x and this is the graph of cos inverse x, graph of cos inverse x, right? So here also same thing we will get like sine function. If we draw thus both cos and cos inverse graph on the same axis, so we will get a mirror image with respect to the straight line y equal to the x. Okay, right. Now see the examples. Example number 1, a cos inverse of 1 by 2. So see, so 1 when it is 1 by 2, cos is 1 by 2 when cos pi divided by 3, cos 60 is 1 by 2 is equal to the 1 by 2. Take cos this side, pi divided by 3 equal to the cos inverse of 1 divided by 2, cos inverse of 1 divided by 2. Okay, so therefore this is equal to the pi divided by 3. B, next question, cos inverse of root 3 by 2, cos inverse of root 3 by 2. So when it is root 3 by 2, when pi by 6, cos pi by 6 equal to the root 3 by 2. C, cos inverse of 1 divided by root 2. This is equal to the pi divided by 4. This is pi by 4. And D, cos inverse of 0 is, so when it is 0, when it is pi divided by 2, cos 0 is pi by 2. So see here, cos 0, cos is 0 when it is equal to the pi by 2. Okay, right. Next, E, cos inverse of 1. So when it is 1, it is equal to the 0. So cos 0 is 1 always. Okay, so let us see one very important example. These type examples are very important for 1 mark. Okay, see, F, cos inverse of minus 1 by root 2, minus 1 by root 2. See, we have a minus sign inside the angle. Okay, so let us take it as a theta. Okay, so minus 1 by root 2 equal to the cos theta. If I take cos this side, it will become cos theta. Okay, minus 1 by root 2 is, see, so when 1 by root 2, just leave the minus sign. Okay, cos is 1 by root 2 when cos pi by 4. So cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Again, in the place of 1 by root 2, I wrote cos pi by 4. This is equal to the cos theta. Okay, so cos is negative in the second quadrant and third quadrant. Okay, so that's why we have to consider the value of theta from the second or third quadrant to get the minus sign. Okay, so just before that, see the principal value branch. What is principal value branch? 0 comma pi. 0 comma pi means it includes first and second quadrants only. So that's why consider value from the second quadrant. Okay, so now see here, if I remove cos, it will become minus pi by 4. Minus pi by 4 doesn't belongs to the 0 comma pi. It start from 0, doesn't includes negative numbers. Okay, therefore, so consider, we know cos of pi minus theta equal to the minus cos theta, right, in the second quadrant. 180 minus theta is minus theta. Cos of pi minus theta is pi divided by 4 is equal to the cos of theta. See here, cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos of theta, right. So now 4 pi minus pi, cos 4 pi minus pi is 3 pi divided by 4. So this is equal to the cos of theta. This implies theta equal to the 3 pi by 4. See here, cos will get removed. 3 pi by 4 equal to the theta. Theta equal to the 3 pi by 4. 3 pi by 4 means 120 degree. So this belongs to the principal value branch 0 comma pi. This belongs to the 0 comma phi. Therefore, cos inverse of minus 1 divided by root 2 is equal to the 3 pi by 4. So whenever they will ask the question, write the value of cos inverse, you should write the value that should present in between the that should present in the principal value branch, that is 0 comma pi. Okay, 3 pi by 4 belongs to the this 0 comma pi. This is the answer. Okay, see one more example like this. That is cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2. Okay, F Z, cos inverse of minus root 3 divided by 2 is equal to the question mark. Okay, I will tell one simple way to solve this. These are all 1 mark questions. Okay, first see in a clear way, means in a cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2 equal to the theta. It has a minus inside the angle, therefore take a cos that side. Root 3 by 2 is equal to the cos theta. Okay, so when cos is root 3 by 2, it is pi by 6, 30 degree, minus cos pi divided by 6 equal to the cos theta, right. Then take minus inside, that is in the second quadrant, that becomes pi minus pi by 6 is equal to the cos theta, right? So cos 6 pi minus pi is 5 pi divided by 6, this is equal to the cos theta, right? So theta is equal to the 5 pi by 6, this belongs to the 0 comma pi, right? So cos inverse of minus root 3 divided by 2 is equal to the pi divided by 6 is the answer. Okay, how to write it directly? Okay, so just so we got to know that now we have to take whenever minus angles will come, that time pi minus theta. Okay, so see this only, cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2, minus is there, right? Pi minus, so when it is root 3 by 2, pi by 6, this is equal to 5 pi by 6, 6 pi minus pi, 5 pi divided by 6. So we can write like this also for the 1 mark. For the understanding purpose I explain like this, you may write like this, 5 pi by 6 directly. Whenever you will get a minus sign inside the angle, take it pi minus root 3 by 2 is there, so cos is root 3 by 2 when equal to the pi by 6. Okay, therefore so pi minus pi by 6, 6 pi minus pi is 5 pi divided by 6. Okay, so dear students, this is about the inverse cosine function or arc cosine function. Okay, so I will continue the next function, that is inverse tangent function or arc tangent function in the next class. Okay, thank you.